on the way this evening. Plenty to get through, actually. We'll look at the future for professional rugby in West Wales after the WRU's announcement that one region will go by 2027. So does that really mean the final whistle for the Scarlets or the Ospreys? We would love your thoughts, so get in touch ahead of part 2 when we'll be getting into that. In football, we will preview the West Wales Cup matches that are coming up for Pembrokeshire's sides at the weekend. And in just a moment, we're going to chat to Ryan Wilkins, who yesterday won the Tenby 10K in an amazing time of 34:02. So loads to get through this Monday evening. Let's do a quick round robin. Fraser, how are you?
Not too bad, Ben. All the better for being back here after 31 degrees every day in Marrakesh and freezing my way through the Tenby 10K yesterday in a slightly slower time than Ryan did, but we'll come on to more of that in a bit. But yeah, good to be back, Ben.
Excellent. Yeah, great to have you back as well, Fraser. Looking pretty tanned as well. There was a comment a few weeks ago that Fraser looked like he'd been on the sunbeds. Well, actually, he's been in the sunshine now, haven't you, Fraser?
I actually have been, yes. Yeah. There's been no sunbeds. That'll just be the lighting in this studio, I can promise you that.
Good stuff. Gordon, how are you doing?
I'm very good, Ben, and yourself?
Yeah, not bad at all. Where did your sporting weekend take you?
I just did a bit of ground hopping as I usually do, Ben. I popped to Merlin's Bridge to see them play Carew, then up to Clabberson Road to play Tenby, which was a very interesting game. And Fraser helped me out this weekend. He was at the big one at Hakin against Pitt. So
funny story about that. We talk about the old Comet app and its perils. I told the Hakin players and manager as they went into the change room, the more good news for them that Tenby had lost 3-2 at Clarby.
Well, yeah.
I was going to say a minute later, about 5 minutes later, the beat comes up 90 plus 11, 3-all.
Yeah. So, I happened to see Sean Whitfield yesterday and asked him about that. Yeah. Was it 101st minute goal? He said actually it was a 95th.
Yeah, they're sort of a bit slow on the app.
Somebody a bit slow on the app.
Still late enough though, isn't it? And there's a few things to cover from the weekend's football, which we'll get to in part 3. Some quite interesting Pembrokeshire football quirks this weekend, including a game where both goalkeepers got on the score sheet. So we'll come to that. Tom, you good?
In Solver, mate.
No, anything can happen in Solver, can't it? Yeah. No. With a following win. And Tom's in the studio as well. You all right?
I'm very well, thank you. I have played in Solver on a windy Saturday afternoon. But I played in sport for music this weekend, but did end up in the Milford United clubhouse after their Division 2 victory over Hakin seconds. That was good fun.
That's a lively place to be. Fraser was there as well. Actually, we got some reaction to that, didn't we, in the first hour of the show? So, okay, plenty to get through this evening, but let's get straight to our first guest. And Fraser mentioned he took part in the Tenby 10K. Many of you did. It looked at a brilliant Sunday morning yesterday in Tenby. And we have got with us Ryan Wilkins, who won the 10K in an amazing time of 34:02. Ryan, evening, how are you?
Yeah, well, good, thank you, chaps.
Listen, really good to have you with us. First of all, how did it feel to win the race yesterday?
Yeah, it was amazing, to be fair. It was really well supported, and it was nice to have my daughter at the end to go through the finish line with me. So yeah, it was a really good day.
We've seen the video. We were talking about that off air. How did that time yesterday? Was that a PB for you, Ryan?
That was a PB, yeah. Surprisingly, I don't know how I managed it on that course. I don't really run a 10K all that often, so I think it must have just been a support because the hills were very steep on parts.
You can tell us about that in a sec. But so you would have been sub 34, but obviously that moment of finishing with your daughter, winning the race, you can't. That's worth those extra seconds, isn't it?
Yeah, I have told her she's cost me a few seconds.
But you still managed to win, and that's a great feeling. Have you won a race before?
I've won a couple of races, a couple of ultras I've won, but. No ultras are like there's no one to support you really. There's no one at the end, so it's a big difference yesterday.
Yeah, the support looked great. And Fraser, having done it yourself, maybe the two of you can tell us a bit about the course. How was it yesterday, Fraser?
Oh, yeah, look, it was an excellent event. Ryan made the point off air, actually, and he's right. I didn't think of it that way. The support and noise was a lot better because the course was much more compact this year. 2 years ago, it was just one 10K loop, if you like. This was actually 2 5K loops, which wasn't particularly heartening, really, when you came through 3 big inclines, get to the 5K point. I think, right, it evens out from here, and then just a sign saying lap 2. I thought, all right, here we go again. And it was quite misleading for some of us because you know, a lot of the course, like I said, it was a tough course, but it wasn't, expansive in terms of imagination. So a lot of them, you'd literally just go up a hill and then come down at the turning point. So, you'd start off at what you think is a steep hill, and I'd see Ryan and the other leaders behind him coming down near the bottom of the hill. So I think, right, well, it can't be too long to the turn then. and then what feels like an eternity later, you're like, hang on, where's this turn? And then it dawned on me how far the leaders were ahead. But no, it was it was a tremendous day. Ryan, I'm interested if you struggled with this. I did at the start. I tried to push my way as far forward as possible, but it was narrow. Of course, the streets are at the start, just the nature of Tenby. It's very hard to almost move free and get going. Were you right at the front, and did you manage to get away quick and away from the traffic, if you like?
Yeah, there was a couple of us. I think there was like 3 or 4 boys at the front. So we all went down Frog Street together, and then we all sort of tailed off a bit then. But it was a lot of like sharp turns and stuff. It's just hard sometimes. You need to have a bit of momentum to get going again. So it was a tough course, but then I guess it wasn't too windy either, which helped, because I looked at the forecast a few days before and it didn't look great. So we were lucky. And then once we finished, then we went back to the car park and it started.
Yeah, that's right.
Down, so we were very lucky.
I suppose you were still out then, Price, were you?
No, I managed just got my coat on in time. Good.
He wasn't that far behind. He did well.
Our old friend Kerry Coleman Phillips was running. I dare say she got caught in the rain, Ryan. But right, your winning margin was actually impressive, mate. I thought I hadn't realised that gap between first and second. Obviously, your mate from Pembroke, Sean Newbury, in third. Then, was it like that throughout, or at what point did you pull clear and really realise that you were in control of this race? And you must have obviously realised in the home straight you were in control to go and pick up your daughter, of course. But at what point did you really pull away?
The first lap, I didn't. The first time I looked behind me, I was down by the train station on the first lap, and Sean beforehand had said he's not run fit at the moment because he's taken up CrossFit, so running's taken a backward step for him. So he gave it all the big ones, saying he's going to be down the order and I don't have to worry about him. And I turned around by Warren right behind me. So
still smashed a 36-minute, didn't he? Yeah.
He's so he was behind me for a while, and then it wasn't probably until the second lap at the top of the hill there when I turned around and I could see the margin, and I thought I started planning about picking my daughter up. Then I had a bit of a buffer, but I didn't look at my watch once the whole way around. I just ran on feel and just hoped that no one was behind me. But it was the good thing about the course, you could see how far ahead you was at certain points. So, but again, the crowd is amazing. Like I have wondered, like, could I have gone quick on a flatter course, but the support wouldn't have been there. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah, the other course there, didn't that go out towards Penally? Is that, Ryan? Have you run it before? Yeah.
I ran
that is a little bit flatter. It's a little bit more forgiving. So this was definitely a step up in endurance. Going up the hills, because I know myself from my days down there, there's a lot of hills, and then they decided in the rugby to take us to the sand dunes to make it easier.
The Penally one was it was flatter, but then with Penally, quite a few times it's quite, when you go out to Penally, it's quite windy. So at least like when you're running in Tenby, it's a bit more protected. So it's I enjoyed the course. I thought it was really good, and it helps with closed roads and stuff. And again, the weather helped. There was more people out. It felt like long course weekend, the amount of people that was at the finish line.
It looked incredible, and Tudor Square is a really good finish as well, isn't it? It lends itself so well to these type of events, be it like long course weekend or the Car 10, the cycling road race as well. What's that like, Ryan, coming into that finish, leading the race? What was that noise? How did that feel?
It was amazing. I said that I knew one of the lead cyclists who was just in front of me, and I got to the finish, and I honestly felt the last 100, 200 meters, I felt like I could do the race again. I felt like I was on cloud 9 at that point, but a couple of 100 yards up the road, I didn't feel like that. I still wanted to finish, but yeah, like I said, the crowd was unbelievable, and it helped passing loads of people that I knew, and they were all supportive. So it was a massive help.
Yeah, that's excellent. And what about your training for this and going forward? Because you were telling us off air that there could be a marathon between now and Christmas.
Yeah, it could be. There's Breck and Matt. Well, one up in Aberdeen,
Yeah.
potentially December the 13th. So I was planning on doing the ultra, but I might drop down to the marathon. I'll see how I get on.
And the interesting thing as well, that this is the first time you've raced a 10K for how long?
Yeah, years. I haven't raced a 10K for a long time. So I didn't know. My 10K PB is on a training run, so I didn't really know how I was going to fare. But
Wow.
yeah, I didn't.
Do you do many 10Ks in your training then, or is
yeah, I do run a lot. I do run most days, so I do a lot of 10Ks.
Oh, okay.
I only signed up for this race a couple of weeks ago. I just thought it'd be nice to do a local one, but yeah.
So what you're really telling us, Ryan, it's just a training routine that that'll really upset Watson.
You don't know how annoying this is.
I don't feel like it's a training routine.
I am actually. I've got a serious question for Ryan now, but before I do, he just reminded me of a story from yesterday. You talk about how these younger athletes live now, and I came across the line. A couple of places behind me came this young lad, and he looked like he was struggling. I had a quick chat with him, and he said, "Are you all right?" I said, "Oh, struggling a bit. I found the hills hard. Got back from holiday a few days ago. That didn't help." He said, "Yeah, I struggled a bit. I did the Every Marathon yesterday."
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
But right, seriously now, because I know obviously you were prominent player for Pembroke RFC not so long ago. Well, weren't you? At what point? Because I made it at 36. The decision to stop playing rugby.
Yeah.
It was convenient for me because COVID had come along, because I didn't think I had much of a window left to really ever go in and compete in winning and win and run races. That window's slowly shutting now, even though I'm still going. It probably has shut, to be honest. But at what point did you decide that you had to almost give up rugby or stop playing rugby to fully focus on being a successful athlete, so to speak?
It all stemmed. I'm massively into my rugby, so I played right the way through.
Yeah, I remember.
The youth and then the first. Then it was when I went to university. I stopped playing rugby in university, and I was coming home and playing for Pembroke. And I found, as being a 10, I found it quite difficult to make the commitment, because I was coming home. I went training in the week, coming home on the weekend and trying to play. I was like, you forget all the calls and stuff. So I started up in uni. Then I was in Cardiff. I started doing. I did Cardiff half marathon my first year, and I just got the bug from that, and then it soon turned to wanting to do Ironman, and then I definitely couldn't do I couldn't do the two, so I chose to do triathlon, and then I just stopped playing rugby. Then I had a couple of games for the seconds, and then I haven't played for years now, except I did do a touch rugby a couple of months ago, and my body was in bits for ages. So
Yeah.
I know you're a member of the Least We Try group now. Is triathlon your preferred concept, or are you in favour of just the sole running events?
Just running, run. I enjoyed I did enjoy doing triathlon. I'm not a cyclist, so I don't know why the boys have accepted me into the triathlon, because they know I'm just going to be doing the running. But to be fair, they're a really good group of boys. They're a good laugh. It's nice to be part of a team environment again, as such, Yeah. So the rugby days are well and truly gone.
And question I had, it was interesting hearing about your build up there and how you entered quite late on, and so when you were on that start line yesterday, did it cross your mind at that point you might have a chance of winning yesterday, Ryan?
It's hard, because everyone asks me, you're going to win, and and I always say no, because you never know who's going to turn up on the day. And there was and with Sean next to me, you never know with Sean what he's going to do. So I knew Sean wouldn't be far off me. There was a couple of boys that looked really good as well, to be fair. They had some lovely pairs of trainers about. So
that makes a difference, doesn't it?
To see what's about. But there was a few handy boys there, to be fair. So it just makes winning extra special, really.
Did you see Watson there?
Yeah, I did see him. Yeah,
good. Yeah.
He saw me coming up the hills as he was coming down.
He went that far behind, honestly. He did well.
No,
he's a good runner, mate. He's a very good runner.
Yeah.
He's a specialist.
I am interested in what you received at the finish line, because because Ben will probably think you get all sorts of finish lines these days, and you have bottles of water, bananas, chocolate bars, t-shirts you don't often want sometimes, but you have to take them. But yesterday was a real first for me. I don't know about Ryan. I came to the finish line. You think they hand you a bag of food, you think, oh great, put it in. I looked at it, chili seaweed.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's still in the bag.
Did that hit the spot?
Yeah. I can't
I'm
say
not brave enough to try it yet.
Yeah, I can't say I've opened it yet, Ben, but it's one of the more interesting, refreshing.
It apparently gets rid of the stiffness in your legs and your body quite quickly if you put a bit of water with it as well. It's tasty actually.
Interesting.
Brings all the natural salts in your body, and these enzymes. In fact, you probably feel like running today if you ate
That's the magic ingredient. Yeah. Oh, good stuff.
A lot of it.
And then finally, for the two of you, Ryan and Fraser, having done it, you said this.
Sean Newbury's comment has just chimed in with "I've retired."
Would you both say good to have the Tenby 10K back on the running events agenda, for Pembrokeshire, and one that for people watching, one they should consider maybe for next October?
No, 100%. I think it's brilliant, especially on a day like that. It was when going down North Beach here, the scenery's unbelievable when the weather's nice.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, that must be a sellout, Ben. More than 700 runners, which speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. And there was a lot of people come down from Cardiff and Swansea, so it's a good event to do. Definitely do it again.
Yeah, that's excellent. Well, listen, anyone else who's done it, and if there's anyone you'd like us to mention, leave us a comment right now on the Facebook page. I know, as you say, Phrase, Kerry did it, didn't she? And our own Alison Belton as well from Pure West did it yesterday as well. So if there's anyone else we can mention, we will do that as we go through the show. But that was your winner. Ryan, thank you very much indeed for your time tonight, and an absolutely brilliant effort. That's incredible. Good luck if you do end up doing the Brecon Marathon. Could have your eye on some more 10Ks though, surely, after yesterday, no?
I'll sign up to whatever Fraser signs up to.
No, you're all right.
There we
go. You're all right. You stick to half marathons, mate. You're fine in them.
Sounds good.
Well done, Ryan. Well done.
Yeah, great stuff, Ryan. Thank you for being with us. We're going to come back for the second part of Pure West Sport, and we'll be looking at what next for Welsh Rugby after the WRU announcement last week. That's coming up in a few moments on Pure West Sport.
Eaton-Evans and Morris Solicitors have traditional values, but they have a very modern approach to solving legal